are here live at the 2019 National Cup Series, the Yank-n-Yard at Stone Age Climbing Gym. My name is Matt Ratajczak. With me is Molly Rennie.
Hello.
We are just cutting in with the live action now with our first competitor, Nora Chi on Women's 1.
Nora had a really strong qualifier last night. It was a hard fight, but she came out excellent and strong, and she's looking to have a very strong comp today. Matt, you have some experience with Nora in the past as a prior coach, correct?
Correct, yes. I used to live in New Jersey and I was Nora's first coach.
So you've seen the strength coming.
Yes, proud coaching moment now to see her finally old enough for the open circuit. So Nora is about to secure the 10 zone. It's your first time watching the competition. These climbers are trying to secure as many points as they can. A perfect round without falling would be 100 points. So Nora has successfully controlled the 10 zone. Just get a little bit more chalk on her hands to prevent any slipping. Trying to figure out where her feet need to be to get up to the 15 zone. The hold she's on now only have texture on the bottoms of the hold, so that shiny yellow on top, she's very prone to slipping if she steps on top of it.
And Matt, I'm familiar with this wall. I know that wall is slick. So the opportunity to smear on that wall and get any purchase is not going to happen. So she's stuck with either the slick wall or the slick non-textured hold.
Now your time on your screen says she only has 26 seconds remaining, but in fact, she has about 3.5 minutes. This is still her first attempt. The climbers will have 4 minutes each to try to solve each climb.
I love this wall too because it showcases some of Stone Age's beautiful art that we have and some of the Day of the Dead theme that's so important to New Mexico culture.
Nora's eyeing up the finish on Women's 1. She has one hand. She won't get 25 until she matches. And there it is! A flash on number 1 for Nora Chi.
That is an awesome start for Nora. I'm excited to see how the rest of this round goes for her. You can't ask for a better go. Now she gets to sit and wait for her next round if she gets extra rest time. Every climber's goal in finals.
So we've got some time now. Nora finished that on her first try with 2.5 minutes left. This is the 23rd annual Yank-n-Yard, which means this competition itself is older than more than half the competitors in finals tonight.
Yeah, actually, it's funny you speak of the age of our competitors tonight because most of them are teenagers. In fact, I think only 3 are of legal drinking age. I think that we have Simon is our oldest competitor tonight, followed by Matt and Foltz, and then of course Charlie Barron barely gets to squeak in that age range of 21 and over.
So just to go over the format a little bit more, Molly, that was Women's 1. Nora will now have 4 minutes break after her time is up here, and before she'll try climb 2. She has 4 total climbs to try to get through tonight. Through those 4 climbs, the route setting crew has put together a combination of different skill sets to test these climbers to showcase the strongest overall climber. We have 8 women, 8 men. They battled it out last night. We'll go over the format for the qualifying round in a little bit, but for tonight they've got 4 climbs, each worth 25 points. Nora secured herself an even 25 because she didn't fall. Every time she falls, a 1/10 of a point will be deducted. So if she fell, but then got it on her second try, she would get 24.9. So we'll keep you updated on the live scoring. You can check it out online. Those results are not official until the appeal window at the end of the competition has concluded.
Yeah, and if a viewer has questions tonight or just wants to do a shout out to us or any of the climbers, feel free to reach out and we'll be answering questions on the USA Climbing Twitter feed.
This is the first stop of 3 competitions in the USA Climbing National Cup Series. Last year there were 4, this year there's only 3, so these results are huge for these competitors who are looking to win the National Cup circuit. Depending upon how they finish, they will acquire a certain amount of points based on their standings, and only the top 100 male and female competitors will be eligible to compete at Open Nationals in February.
Yeah, and that is why we had such a large showing at qualifiers last night. With so few opportunities to qualify, nearly everybody that wants to do so is here tonight.
Stepping out in the mats for men's number 1 is Sam McQueen.
Just got kicked off the mats. Yeah.
Men's number 1 is over in that corner, or in climbing lingo called the dihedral. This climb focuses heavily on pressing really hard through your feet, very sequential in terms of body positioning and wedging himself in the corner. Let's see how Sam handles this first problem for the men.
You know, Sam is only 18 years old, but he's got some good comp experience. In fact, last year at the Vail World Cup, he finished 13th overall, which is a really good showing, especially for U.S. men. And he took 2nd overall for U.S. men, so he is a real contender tonight.
So Sam controlled the 5 zone on his first attempt, and then an unfortunate foot slip on that lower volume sent him back to the mats.
So talk to me about those volumes out there, Matt. Those are new to the gym, correct?
Brand new. They are cheetah volumes. They've got great texture, very easy to clean off, and you just saw Sam brushing those holds. He's really looking to get the maximum friction out of all these holds so that he doesn't have one of those foot slips again.
Come on, Sam, come on.
It's so hard to step out on this mat and do such a tenuous, challenging balance climb for your first climb out. It really offers an opportunity to see how good every climber's head game is as they come out.
So Sam is touching the 10 zone. Will get control when he moves, which it looks like he has. So 10 points on his second try, puts him at 9.9 currently. And then another unfortunate foot slip for Sam. Still has plenty of time, 3 minutes left on the clock. There are 3 minutes left. Sam taking a little bit of a break, cleaning those holes again for himself.
Yeah, this problem is pretty powerful. It's hard on the lats and shoulders, so even though it requires balance up high, those first couple moves look pretty physical. So Sam is going to be smart to take a minute, like he's doing right now, brush the holds, reevaluate, and then go at it again. He doesn't want to wear himself out before the end of his time.
So I was fortunate enough to be on the route setting crew for this competition, and we thought the qualifying round last night was rather difficult. However, these men came out, and 4 of them sent every climb, all 10 climbs, in one try.
That's amazing.
So these climbs are on tonight are much more difficult than anything that they tried yesterday. So it'll be interesting to see how these gentlemen piece together these boulder problems.
So Matt, as a member of the setting team, were you guys a little bit disappointed to see that so many men came out and crushed those qualifier problems, or did that make you nervous tonight for the set?
Not disappointing, Molly. A little bit nervous, obviously, because you want to separate the field appropriately. However, it's kind of cool to see how strong the men's field has gotten. A lot of the guys in finals weren't even part of the National Cup Series last year. So as route sitters, we need to constantly adapt and look at what the climbers on the current stage are doing, and we need to adjust the difficulty level accordingly. So moving forward in the National Cup, I would expect much harder qualifying rounds. We collected a lot of information last night, and hopefully we did our job today and made these climbs hard enough to separate them.
Well, it's certainly proving to be challenging so far.
Sam pulling on again with 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining. Pressing very hard through that small right foot. Now, Molly, a lot more is on the line than just National Cup rankings. There's a lot of prize money on the line as well.
That's right. All of these competitors are vying for the prize money at the end of the call. And I'm sure that Sam is one of them that is hoping to take home a piece of that prize.
Sam really needs to keep moving. The top of this boulder does not get easier. He has 30 seconds, and when that clock strikes 0, he has to leave the wall. He needs to finish the climb before then. And unfortunately, another foot slip brings Sam back down to the mats, and he'll take a 4-minute rest before his second climb. Up next for the ladies, we've got Lauren Bear on women's 1 and Nora Chi back out for women's 2.
Lauren Bear comes to us from Dallas, Texas, and she's 18 years old. She's in the middle of her gap year, and she's really just focusing on climbing right now and focusing on her climbing career. So I'm sure she's excited to be in finals tonight and see how her extra training has paid off.
Nora Chi giving another quick brush to those holds before she pulls on. Lauren's eyeing up women's 1, making sure her beta or her path up the wall from what she saw during the route preview doesn't change.
I would assume that Lauren probably suspects that the climb has already been set rather quickly based on hearing the crowd's reaction. So that does put a little extra pressure on Lauren tonight as she's heading up to start women's 1.
Out of view, Nora Chi, there she is, has successfully secured the 10 zone with her right. She needs to grab that with both hands, without that foot slipping, to move out to there's a small little hold on that right triangle. Oh, and Lauren Bear so close to flashing women's number 1.
Yeah, she rushed just a little bit on that last move. That move requires some real precision and slow movement to make sure she establishes. It'll be fun to see how the women's 2 climbs here. I love the angle that we get to see. We get to see how steep it is and just how small those holes are.
Those crimps are tiny. So not only are we testing these climbers on their finger strength, but also how hard they can push through their feet, because if your feet leave those holds, there's not a good chance you're staying on that climb, Molly.
And you know, just 24 hours ago, these women threw themselves at those qualifier problems, and they were hard. And they had 10 of them they had to complete, or try to complete, in order to make it through to finals tonight.
And that round was the same. It was scored the same way as this, but instead of 4 climbs, like you said, they had 10 for a perfect score of 250. Nora reeling those feet back in, keeping the tension through her foot. Trying to figure out how to match that 10 zone. Oh, and unfortunately slips off again.
Lauren's probably feeling the pressure right now to try to get up this climb in her second go, having probably realized that the climb was already set and probably very quickly, so she's going to feel the pressure to make it happen on this next go. Again, that dual tex holds, those dual tex holds are so hard.
Yeah, those cheetah holds are not easy to grab and close to impossible to stand on. Those other holds that Lauren's currently brushing have nothing in cut. They are slopey, they are slick. The wall has no texture. This is a pretty scary climb. I did not enjoy trying those moves. I fell with some unfortunate unplanned foot swing pops.
These routes are tall.
They are.
How tall are the boulder columns, do you know?
15, 20 feet.
Yeah, that's substantial. It's a lot of climbing.
Come on, Nora.
Another exciting fact for some of the climbers here tonight, she hasn't come out yet, but Brooke Rabitu, one of our female qualifiers, is heading to the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. She's the first and so far only U.S. competitor to qualify for the Olympic Games in Tokyo. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of these other climbers out here tonight aren't vying for a spot in the 2024 Olympics.
Honestly, every single person I've talked to nearly is interested in qualifying for 2024. And these athletes are serious about their potential and possibilities of qualifying for the Olympics in 2024. Again, if you have any questions or if you want to just give us a shout out, feel free to head on over to the Twitter feed for USA Climbing, and we will try to field those questions as the night goes on.
Looks like Lauren and Nora will have time for one last attempt to try to secure the 25-point zone on these boulder problems.
You can see both ladies have really picked up the speed.
could not control it, so she is not getting those points. Out next for the men on problem 1 is Jordan Fishman, and Sam McQueen will be giving us our first look at men's 2. And I apologize before I misspoke, these climbers will have 5 minutes for every climb, not 4. Both climbers chalking up, trying to dry those hands out so they don't slip off these holds.
Well, Jordan Fishman currently holds the national record for speed, so we'll see how that supports him in his quest to get up this problem within the allotted time.
Sam McQueen successfully on his first try to the 5 zone, lines up the big jump, snags it. Oh, and just slips off the 10 zone.
You can see just how textured those holds are when he's pressing into them. The fact that he can put that much power on his palm demonstrates the amount of friction and texture on those volumes.
Jordan is the national champion for both universal climbing, B and A categories.
Well, Matt, it appears that these men's problems are sufficiently challenging enough for these men.
Yes. Yes. In order to make it into finals tonight, you needed to complete all 10 boulders from the qualifying round, and you could only fall off, I think, 2 or 3 times.
That's amazing.
So it's, as a route setter, it's refreshing to see that some of these men are actually falling now. Because last night, they didn't fall very much.
There was very little falling. I think we had 4 men last night have 0 falls. They got it all in their first attempt.
Yes.
That's incredible. And I really do think that just honestly speaks to the strength and caliber of climbing. Again, these are all kind of young, new to the scene climbers. I think we're about to see a massive step up in our climbing in the U.S.
Absolutely. And these national cup competitions only give these climbers more experience for the international stage. Sam McQueen trying to reel in these unit volumes.
That is steep on those volumes. Those pitches do not look easy to hang on to.
So not to give too much away, but for men's 2, the secret to staying a little bit more secure to grab that 10 zone is to actually wedge both feet between those lower gray cheetah volumes and almost wedge themselves in. And Sam is really focusing on just getting his weight over the right one. I think he really needs to consider something different with his feet to try to keep him in the wall a little bit closer.
Well, we'll see if he can establish that or find his own way through.
No, Molly, as a competitor yourself and being on this big stage before, do you find it common to get kind of stuck in a rut almost and have tunnel vision and only keep trying something the same way over and over again? Or what causes your brain to try something different?
I think experience, honestly. I think the more you compete, the more you are able to think outside the box. I know I've had tunnel vision more times than I'd like to admit, simply because I can't think beyond what's in front of me at the moment.
And speaking of experience, Sam is 18, Jordan is what, 17?
Yes.
They don't have very much experience on the Olympic stage, but these guys have been competing in the youth stage for a long time. So I like to think that so close for Sam. With 50 seconds left, it looks like Sam is bowing out, saving his energy for props 3 and 4. All eyes on Jordan Fishman in that corner on men's 1.
Recognizing when it's time to throw in the towel is really important for conservation of energy and thinking about the next climbs to come. I think that really speaks to the seasoned nature of some of these climbers. Again, same with this one here. He knows it's time to just move on.
Conservation of energy. Let's talk about conservation of skin.
Yeah.
We had route setters climbing these finals problems on Monday, on day 1, and our fingertips were bleeding from trying on these climbs so many times.
I would believe that 100%. I touched those holds yesterday, and I may be lost skin just touching them.
So who do we have next on women's one, Molly?
Well, out for women's one is Quinn Mason. She's 16 years old, and she comes to us from Seattle. So she's another one of our young climbers, but despite that, her experience, she's climbed 25 513s around the world. She's competed a lot too, so she comes to us with lots of experience. And again, I don't think her age is going to come through as a hindrance at all. If anything, it just gives her more energy to climb.
We got our first look at women's 3 with Nora Chi. This is her second attempt, trying a dynamic coordination hand flip through those level volumes. Level's a new company where we're super psyched to get some brand new holds that these climbers have never seen before.
I was really excited to watch women's 3. I think it looks like it's going to be a crowd pleaser with this first move.
Nora's deciding to try going foot first here. Not quite finding the tension there.
So Quinn Mason is really taking her time trying to establish the best balance to make her way up this very tricky and slippery climb.
Nora Chi still trying to find the method on women's 3. Quinn's getting her speed up, lining up for the finish move. One hand's up. She decides to retreat and chalk up a little bit more. Trying to find somewhere to grab, but again, that shiny yellow surface is not something I don't think anyone could hold on to. Successful flash for Quinn Mason on women's 1. Nora Chi's wedging herself between these level volumes. Looking like she may be onto something here.
Looks like there are some options for the beginning of women's 3. And Nora's tried both options. I'm not sure she's going to be happy.
On the corner of your screen, we got to look at the first woman to attempt the last move on women's 2. Lauren Bear gave that big jump move a go.
Come on, Lauren, you got this. Come on. Let's give it up for Nora. Come on.
So if you're just tuning in now, you are watching the first stop of the USA Climbing National Cup Series. This is the finals, so we've narrowed down a very large field of over 110 climbers to 8 men and 8 women vying for their spot on the podium. Again, this is finals. This is exciting stuff.
She wrestling through the volumes. Let's see how much further she can make it. You gotta love when these competitors are having a good time. Nora is not hiding any of her emotions. She's having a good time.
I love her expression.
The crowd is behind her. She's touched the 10 zone. Not sure if the judges gave her control, but she looks pretty comfortable here on these lower holds. Hopefully she can figure out how to make it further up this climb. Lauren Bear on the left of her screen pulling on for another attempt at women's 2. Slipping off the start move.
Nora trying to find her balance on that volume as she works her way up this climb. She only has 1 minute and 13 left, which might seem like a lot of time, but she's been here in this spot for a very long time already.
This hold she's grabbing is so bad. There is very little texture. It's the horse pen series from E-Grips. And if anyone's been to horse pens, those slopers are not good.
Well, Nora should be good because she won Horse Pen's 40 Triple Crown in 2018.
Well, there you go. She probably goes right out
she'll be
on those.
fine. Yeah.
Setting up for the move to the 15. Nora Chi's just trying to figure out her balance here.
The clock is ticking down. She's going to have to move.
She's going to spend her last 30 seconds resting. Lauren Bear pulling on for another attempt on women's 2. Gripping hard on those tiny holds. Somehow swinging herself back into the wall off the 10 zone.
This wall is steep, and those holes are small. The fact that she can cut feet and stay on is pretty impressive.
next for the men, we've got Simon Benker on men's 1, Jordan Fishman on men's 2, and Sam McQueen giving us our first look at the very exciting men's 3. Simon Benker is 29, pulling off the ground, wasting no time on men's 1. He is from Los Angeles, California, just came back to the comp scene.
Simon's our oldest climber tonight at 29.
Now, men's 3 is not your traditional rock climb. We just got a sneak peek at Sam McQueen giving it a go. It's a run and jump. You gotta swing your body over, jump through these volumes, and somehow grab onto that round, not very good holds.
So on the one hand, all that texture is really beneficial for running out across it. On the other hand, if you miss and nail your shin, it's gonna hurt.
All 3 climbers on the ground now, taking a quick break, brushing their holds. Simon having a tough time figuring out the sequence to get himself established in this dihedral. But after watching him yesterday, he is very strong. I'm expecting him to get pretty far up this boulder. Wedging his way up on those holds, the boomerangs. Establishing a new high point on men's 2. He's controlled the 10 zone. He's controlled the 15 zone. And there we have it. 1 hand, 2 hands. First top on men's 1 for Simon Benker.
And he looked so relaxed. It looked easy for him. I'm excited to see what the rest of these climbs look like for Simon.
I know you can hear Molly and I at home. I really hope you can hear the crowd here. The energy here at Stone Age Climbing Gym in Albuquerque, New Mexico is off the charts. Oh, and Sam McQueen getting so close on that run and jump. Now these attempts matter, Molly. Every time these competitors fall, they're losing a 10th of a point, which with the ties we had last night after qualifiers, every attempt is going to matter here tonight.
Yeah, I think that these men are very aware of the importance of attempts after last night. But, of course, if it takes him several attempts to stick it, and he does stick it, that's a good thing. So he's going to take it.
Ooh, Jordan Fishman with an unfortunate hand pop on that first little Gaston crimp for his right hand. That move is very hard to hold without that right hand on. Let's talk a little bit more about the Yank-n-Yard. This comp has been going on for 23 years. The first ever Yank-n-Yard was in 1998 at the original Stone Age location. And ever since then, the comp has just gotten bigger and bigger. And as you can see, this is our 3rd national cup. We're bringing in the best competitors in the country. It's really cool to see a climbing comp with this much history behind it. Oh, and Sam's getting so much closer on this run and jump. He's got a minute and a half trying to figure out the right way to stop himself on that hold.
This wall in this particular room is actually typically the sport climbing wall. So it's been really fun to see it transfer to a bouldering setup for these people tonight.
And like we said, this is the first stop on the National Cup Series circuit. The next 2 will be in San Francisco on November 1st and 2nd. It'll be their 2nd time hosting the National Cup. And the 3rd and final stop is at High Point Climbing and Fitness in Memphis, Tennessee on December 6th and 7th. I wouldn't be surprised if all of these competitors here tonight will be venturing out to both those comps to try to earn some more points for the National Cup Series.
And then they have a little bit of a break as they're training and regaining some strength and building new strength for the National Series finals, the National Championships in Bend, Oregon in February. The first weekend in February.
So close, Sam.
With 16 seconds left, what does he do?
He's going for it. That's what we like to see. Oh, and just not enough energy left for Sam McQueen on this 3. have it. We are officially at maximum capacity. We've got 4 women climbing up the wall at the same time. Nora Chi on women's 4. Lauren Bear on women's 3.
And now we have Kylie Cullen coming out onto women's 1. She's our youngest climber here today, one of our teenagers. But again, she can't be discounted on her experience or lack thereof. She has done a lot with the youth circuit.
Nora Chi sticking the jump on women's 4. Making it look easy. Okay, we've got Quinn Mason over on women's 2. Taking a look at her skin, probably lost a bit of it last night during the qualifying round. Got a lot of brand new holds from some really cool companies here tonight, and the texture is almost too good on some of them. Okay, all climbers taking a break except for Lauren Bear here on women's 3. Also going with the foot first method, wedging herself into those level volumes. Trying to work out how to make it up this climb. Looks like she's gotten herself 10 points.
Come on.
The trick here is establishing your feet high enough that you can reach, and not so high that you pick yourself off the holds.
Lauren Bear looking around, trying to figure out how to get up to that 15 zone. Kicks her right foot out. Now she's looking at a big mantle up to that 15 zone. Oh, just short by a couple inches. Kylie Cullen looking comfortable up on that slab right now.
She's taking her time, she's finding the best balance for each hold and establishing what surfaces are most usable.
Taking a risk, stepping on that top of that dual text cheetah hold. Reaching up with one hand, pressing. There you have it, top on women's 1 for Kylie Cullen. She's earned herself an extra 2 minutes of rest.
You can also follow along on the YouTube chat, and we can answer questions there as well. So if you have anything you'd like to know about the comp tonight or any of these climbers, you can ask that there on the YouTube chat, and we will do our best to answer questions.
Quinn Mason just took a look at her fingers, wasn't very happy with what she saw, ripped off her tape trying to protect her skin, and really going for that maximum friction on that start hold. Nora Chi lining up for the jump on women's 4. See if she can grab it again. Now I mentioned a lot of these holds have great friction. These black volumes with our local artist Aaron Stromberg's art, they have 0 friction. They are slippery.
So to trust her feet right now on that hold.
Nora Chi's so close to grabbing that 15 zone. She's got 50 seconds left now. I think she'll give it another go. Lauren Bear wedging her way up on women's 3. She's learned a bit about these holds. Hopefully she can pull it together and get a new high point for us on women's 3. Oh, and just slips off that sloper.
There goes Nora, working to move as quickly as she can in hopes to secure the top of this hold. With 25 seconds left, she is going to have to really move.
All eyes on Nora now. Oh, and just slips off that last sloper. Great comp for Miss Nora Chi. I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot more of her in the future. Out. We've got our title sponsor, the North Face, and Petzl, maker of great climbing gear, keeping us safe for years. got our local favorite from Santa Fe, New Mexico, Ben Hanna, giving problem one a brush. It's the first time we're seeing all 4 men's climbs climb at the same time.
Although Ben is from Santa Fe, which is 45 minutes away, he does set at this gym regularly and works with you, Matt, on your team, correct?
That's right. That's right. Ben Hanna is a very strong individual. Excited to see what he does here tonight. The last time we hosted the national cup here, he took 2nd place, I believe. Last year we were lucky enough to have him on the setting crew, but he's back in it to win that cash prize. Sam McQueen showing us what round 4 is all about. Secured the 5 zone, still hanging on, trying to work his way out the left to grab that 10 zone. And there it is, 10 points. Ben Hanna resting and chalking up on men's 1, while Sam McQueen is wrestling on the men's 4.
The amount of tension required on men's 4 is phenomenal, and to do that after having climbed the other 3 climbs is a real feat.
Ben Hanna's still in the wall for his first attempt. Jordan Fishman trying to find luck on this running jump. And we've got Simon Becker up into the unit volumes on men's 2. Ben Hanna inching his way closer to the top of men's 1.
Working out this insane sequence. Come on, Corey, you got this.
All 4 men on the mats right now, giving their holds a brush, taking a rest, trying to figure out how to make it further up these climbs.
You know, brushing has a real advantage too because it gives you an opportunity to really explore the holds and see what you might have been missing earlier.
Just under half their time left. Jordan Fishman catching his breath, Simon Benkert taking a rest.
Even Ben down there showing his seasoned experience and actually sitting down to relax. He knows he can do it on the next go. He just needs to take a second, reassess and get up and send it.
A true testament to how hard these climbs are. Simon made it pretty far up this climb in a previous attempt, and he's fallen off the first move again, just trying to get back there. And there's that drop knee I was talking about, wedging himself in those volumes. Oh, he decides he didn't really like it, but back in it again, and an unfortunate foot slip for Simon on men's 2.
That foot first beta on men's 4 looks exhausting.
Very core intensive, Molly. Sam McQueen trying to figure out the sequence here. Ben Hanna back up on men's 1. Just under a minute left. Can he find a top?
Ben has definitely timed it to be able to send it on this go. But he can't mess around. He's going to have to move.
Ben Hanna chalking up again. Jordan Fishman, oh so close on catching the dyno. Unfortunately, maybe not enough time left to get that climb finish. Ben Hanna 1 move away. 10 seconds left. Oh, and just fell short of grabbing the finish hold.
that is heading to the 2020 Olympics, and a lot of people just want to see her in the flesh. Brooke has been looking strong this season, as she has for a long time. She's 18 years old now, which actually makes her the oldest female in this competition tonight. I remember when Brooke was always the young one.
Fun fact about Brooke Rabbit, she keeps chocolate next to her bed, inspired by Megan Martin, a previous finalist at the Yank-n-Yard here.
Well, whatever it takes to get you through the night.
Lauren Bear making the dyno on women's 4 look easy. Kylie Cullen crimping hard on women's 2.
Unfortunate slip from Brooke, but she's regaining her composure and sussing out the holds with the brushing.
Quinn Mason wedged up on women's 3 as well. Has established a new high point on women's 4. Lining up for the finish move.
So the top hold on women's 4 does not look very good. Is there a sweet spot on it, or is it just slopey all the way up?
It's pretty flat, and with the way your feet are set up, it's actually easier to go left hand instead of right hand like Lauren just tried.
Okay.
So Quinn Mason here on women's 3, chalking up, taking a rest before trying to tackle this really bad sloper. As large as the hold is, it's not very easy to hold on to.
Seems like Quinn is utilizing her experience as a sport climber here, taking the time to chalk up as she finds her balance. And you can see Brooke in the background on women's 1. She's hoping to not have a second fall on this climb. That she broke the power when she sent.
Sounds right, Molly.
So we are kind of resetting time here and getting started back up. Thank you guys for your patience.
Clock is reset back to 4:20 on our time. We'll keep you updated if that is going to change. Quinn Mason working her way up women's 3. Kylie Cullen in the background, trying to find the grip on those tiny, tiny crimps on women's 2. Got our spotlights back on. Back in the action here at Stone Age Climbing Gym. Sorry for that delay. We had a power cut here at the gym. Finished the action before the power outage with Brooke Rabbit topping women's 1.
Her climb was so powerful that she knocked the power right out. So here we are, back at it again.
Power's back on. These ladies are given a chance to finish up these climbs. Quinn Mason on women's 3. Lauren Bearpone on women's 4 again. And Kylie Cullen over there on women's 2. If you're just joining us, we are here at Stone Age Climbing Gym in Albuquerque, New Mexico for the first stop of the National Cup Series.
We are your commentators. My name is Molly Rennie, and with me is Matt Richardson.
Lauren Bear wedging her way up on women's 4, looking for the first top on this problem for the night. Slipping off. So like I said, going left hand would put her body in a better position to hang lower on that hold. I think if she keeps going right hand, she's going to keep sliding down over and over again.
Yeah, it seems like she tried to go higher this time in hopes to find a better spot on that hold, but hopefully she's learned and she's going to switch up her beta at the top.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but it does not get better.
Well, hopefully her experience teaches her to go across with the left hand this time.
This is her last climb, so I expect her to really throw down at least once or twice more, given everything she's got.
Come on, Quinn. Looking good. Come on, Quinn. Justice Pastor, the 2019 Kylie, with the USA team.
Some other of our great sponsors over on that beautiful slab wall. We've got Cliff Bar, Utora, and as we mentioned before, the North Face and Pencil. Quinn Mason looking very comfortable up there. As comfortable as you can be on a sloper that bad. Eyeing up that 15 zone. So close.
Just barely missing that catch. The trick is getting high enough that you don't have to go dynamic, but not going so high you get kicked backwards off the 10-point volume.
The wall from this angle on your screen looks vertical, but it is just so gently, slightly overhanging that if the climbers aren't careful and they don't keep their body in, they will fall right back.
Kylie's stepping up for another effort, maybe her last on women's two. She's been struggling a little bit with these early moves on this steep, rimpy road.
Just under a minute remaining. These climbers are looking to gain some more points. Check the tentative results online. See how these climbers are ranking throughout the rounds.
I expect Lauren's going to dig really deep on this last attempt. She's finding a knee bar with her right knee.
Looked like that low was just a little bit too high. All right, now out for the men in 10 seconds. We've got our first finalist, who was one of 4 men who did not fall last night. Bobby Taft Pittman, originally from Florida. He's 20 years old, he's currently living in Boulder, Colorado. He's a former sport national champion. He's climbed B13 outside and lives in his van with baby girl Asuna, his dog, who has her own Instagram.
Yeah, I was going to say his dog has her own Instagram account, which he was very proud of.
There's a view of Bobby brushing his hose before he gets on men's 1. Ben Hanna on men's 2. Jordan Fishman in the center of your screen on men's 4. And Simon Benkert on the right, trying to be the first man to gain control of men's 3. Gain control of the run and jump on men's 3.
Yeah, men's 3 is really proving to be quite challenging to stick this run and jump.
Very low percentage.
So many men have been incredibly close.
Ben Hanna making the jump on men's 2. Looking to be the first man to grab that 10 zone. And there it is, control, 10 points for Ben Hanna. Jordan Fishman looking strong on men's 4. Oh, and unfortunately his right hand slipped off trying to hold that swing. There's not even a hold on the top of that right hand. There's a dual text thumb catch on the bottom side.
Wow.
So not a great hold.
So I can't help but notice that Bobby Taft Pittman has a chain that I believe is attached to a wallet in his pocket.
That was there last night too during qualifiers.
So I wonder if he's planning to make some purchases immediately after this climbing comp, or if he's concerned about losing his ID. But either way, it is a new style that I have not seen in climbing comps.
Maybe he's got a little predisposed fear of getting stolen from Breaking Bad being associated with Albuquerque.
That is actually reasonable.
Yeah. Now, an interesting thing to note from last night, from qualifiers, there was actually 2 sessions, and Bobby was in the first session, and of all the men that flashed all 10 problems, excuse me, he made those 10 climbs look so easy.
He was psyched all night. I did not see anybody that looked like they were having as much fun as Bobby last night.
And now, I wish nothing poor upon any of these competitors, but it's almost refreshing to see Bobby falling off of a problem. Because he didn't fall yesterday, not one time, in 10 climbs.
Many of these men did look to be superhuman last night, so yeah.
They're looking more human tonight. Bobby Tap Pittman over on men's one, trying to figure out how to wedge himself up in that corner. Seems like his right foot keeps popping off that start line. Still, so far, no luck for any of the gentlemen. Sticking that first move on men's three. Right now, all the action's on the mats. Here's a look at our fantastic crowd this evening, packed to the max.
We have overflow spectators outside of this room, as this room sold out. So everybody's watching on the big screen. Shout out to you all watching right now.
I think there's a beer garden out there, so I don't feel too bad for them.
I don't
They're outside.
either, no. And the weather's pretty good.
Hannah asking for some support from the crowd. 45 seconds left. He's giving himself just enough time to finish this boulder problem.
The crowd wants to see nothing more than these two men instead. Looks like fatigue took over on that last move.
Less than 10 seconds remaining. Ben Hannah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just out of time. Falling off on the finish move, but still establishing a new high point on men's two.
The crowd was so energized that it almost seemed like he said just because of the crowd's reaction.
And here we have out on women's one. We've got Sienna CC Kopf, goes by CC. Had a great night last night.
North Face, one of the sponsors tonight. We couldn't do any of these comps without North Face and some of our other amazing sponsors. I talked to Sienna quite a bit last night, and she is a bundle of happy energy. I wish her well because it's so cool to see such positive energy from these competitors.
Brooke Rabitou looking very comfortable, looking for the first top on number 2. And there it is, a flash of women's 2 for Brooke Rabitou.
Surprise there.
With just under 4 minutes remaining, the rest of our girls are looking to gain some points on their respective climbs. Quinn Mason on women's 4, lining up for the dyno. Now, I suspect from watching Quinn earlier this round and continuing to look down at her fingers that she's having a hard time bearing down on some of these small holds with some pretty poor skin quality from last night. Knowing how gritty some of these little crimps are, mentally it's hard to bear down on these holds when your skin is in that rough a shape.
Yes, and these holds are all brand new.
Cece lining up for the last move on women's 1. One hand, 2 hands for 2 seconds. That is a successful top for Sienna Kopf.
If you have any questions tonight, you can post them either to the Twitter feed, or we're also following along on the live chat with the YouTube video. So please feel free to ask questions or comments on there, and we'll reply to them as we can.
Kylie Cullen pulling off the ground again on women's 3, trying to wedge herself between those level volumes. Just under 2 minutes left here as we're more than just about halfway through our round.
over on women's 3 with that foot first beta is intense. It is very shouldery. I almost feel like if I were to try women's 3, I would opt for the kind of run across catch as opposed to the shouldery push.
Whichever way you go about it, though, it is not.
It does look hard.
Not easy. A lot of the times in climbing, we test the climbers on pulling and grabbing holds, whereas this climb is a lot of pushing. And again, like I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the live stream, the round setters, the crew this week, we're trying to test these climbers across the board on every skill set. So we're looking for the most well-rounded climber in all skill sets.
Kylee's fighting her way up women's 3-0, only to have an unfortunate foot slip.
Seconds left. Let's see if these climbers give it one more shot. Kylie looks like she's gonna take those last 30 seconds and rest for the final climb, and Quinn's giving those holds one last brush to give it one last go.
You know what, Matt? I have to say, I really appreciate that the way this gym is set up, we can see all of the problems in one shot. Some of the others that I've watched in the past, you can't see all the times, but here we're not missing any action at all.
Yeah, this is quite the stage, multiple terrain angles. All right, in our current tentative scores, we've got on the ladies' side, only 2 have finished the complete round. Lauren Bear currently in fourth, edging out Nora Chi by 5 attempts. And for the men, our 2 competitors who have finished are down in 3rd and 4th, with Simon Benker and Ben Hanna currently in 1st and 2nd, tied. So hopefully over the next 2 climbs, we can split those 2 up.
This is definitely a different story from last night of the many, many sends and many flashes. Tonight is proving to be adequately challenging, I would say.
And out on men's 1 is Gabriel Galen, our youngest male competitor at 17 years old. He's a senior in high school. He's from Seattle, and this is his first ever pro open finals. Fun fact, he's never eaten mac and cheese.
Well, I think somebody should try to get this guy some mac and cheese at the end of this comp. He will be in for a real treat.
Ben Hanna looking to be the first man to stick that first move on men's 3. Usually it's the curse of the commentator. That is the blessing of the commentator.
I really did believe that Ben would be able to do that. That is exactly the kind of moves that Ben excels at.
And those are big points.
Really big.
Big points. 4 men have come through and gotten nothing. And Ben just secured himself an extra 10 points, pushing himself tenderly into his place.
And he has 3.5 minutes left. He can figure this out. This is huge for Ben right now. I see Bobby has shed the shirt, but not the wallet.
3 minutes left. Here for this set of climbers on these problems.
See if Ben can stick it again.
Come on, Ben.
Let's go.
Easy.
Make it look easy. Once you learn it, it seems pretty easy. An electric top of men's 3.
I can't even hear myself right now because the crowd was so loud.
It's a big 25 points for Ben Hanna, or pretty close to it. 29 point something.
Let's give it up for Bobby and Simon. Come on.
The crowd was on their feet. They've settled down, but they were psyched. Everybody here, or most people here, probably run into Ben Hanna once or twice in their day. Now back to the action. Bobby tap pin. Pittman securing the 5 zone on men's 2. Sticking the jump. See if he can figure out his way through the top of this pin. flag zone. Bobby securing the 15. And the crowd is pumped. Oh, and Simon almost establishing a new high point on men's 4.
That was just an unfortunate slip. He looked really solid, and then his hand just kind of slid right off that hold. I think both these men just fed off of the energy that Ben brought to the gym a minute ago.
Yeah, there's something about an electric crowd behind these competitors that really pushes them up the wall and like wills them to have just that little bit more energy. Simon Becker, all eyes on him with 50 seconds left. See if he can find the first top of men's 4. Racing up the wall.
Seems like he really understands this climb. It's just a matter of putting it all together and getting it done.
Simon Becker looking for the 15 zone. He's got it. Can he match it to reach up to the Molly, the intention for that move was to go left hand.
It is.
So he grabbed the points, but he unfortunately set himself up to not get the finish.
And he's going again just for the crowd's benefit. That's a true competitor. So I want to mention too that Ben Hanna has been sick all week. He's had fevers and he wasn't even sure he would compete today. So I am really psyched to see him out here tonight, just crushing.
For the women, on number 4, we've got Kylie Cullen. On women's 3, we've got Brooke Rabitu. Women's 2, we've got Cece Kopp. And for the first time out tonight, Chloe Koskoy, 17, from the Bay Area, California. Looked super strong last night. One of the few women with all 10 tops. No stranger to outdoor climbing as well, sent double digits. Sienna Kopp looking strong on number 2. I got a feeling we're going to see a lot of tops now from here on out.
Yeah, these women all looked so strong last night.
Sienna Kopp with an unfortunate foot slip. Chloe Koskoy inching her way up the slab on women's 1. Looking super controlled, super strong. Working those feet around, lining up for that finish move. Chalking those hands up, making sure she doesn't have any unfortunate slips. Strong, big stand up for Chloe Koskoy with an impressive flash on women's 1.
Had a sigh of relief when she came down from women's 1. Getting that out of the way feels good.
Kylie Cullen has stuck the dyno on women's 4, trying to figure out how to make her way up to these next holds. Pressing hard. Up to the 10 zone. Brooke Rabitu looking relaxed on women's 3, chalking up.
I asked Brooke yesterday what she's going to focus on going into the Olympics. Sport, speed, or possibly bouldering. And she said, oh, speed and sport and bouldering. So it looks to me like she's just going to focus really hard on climbing and trying to get stronger.
So it looks like Kylie Cullen's down on the mat with a potential injury. Got a USA Climbing official asking her if she needs any assistance. We'll keep you posted when we get more information on that.
You know, that's the hazard. These climbers throw themselves at these problems and try absolutely their hardest, and that is a risk.
Sienna Kopp giving her holds on women's 2 a brush. Trying to find the friction for a top. Kylie Cullen's being walked off the mat, back to her chair. We hope she's okay. She's a young competitor. She's got a bright future ahead of her. I'm sure she will be back in no time.
Brooke taking her time, chalking up, eyeing up that awful yellow sloper. You know, Sienna's struggling a little bit down there on women's too, but she hasn't stopped smiling.
All eyes on Cece now while Brooke brushes her holds. Really crimping down on those small, tiny holds.
Ooh, that was impressive. That was a really hard thing to catch. After you have a foot cut like that, to stay on those holds.
Absolutely.
Strong, very
Just
strong.
Slipping off that bad hold there.
So we just had a question on the YouTube feed, the live chat, and the question was, how tall are these walls? They're about 15 feet, so we're not messing around in here. These are pretty tall boulder problems. But we do have some new flooring in here this year, which should help a lot with keeping climbers as safe as they can be at that height.
And for perspective, I think Brooke is just over 5 feet. So looking at Brooke on this wall, there's at least 2 or 3 of her before you get to the top. We've got our next male competitor out on men's one. Looked super strong last night from Molly's home state of Montana.
That's right. I watched Charlie grow up. You want to know something funny? Charlie was just this big when he was 13. He was a man boy, and he's still climbing incredibly strong. I am so excited to see him out here tonight, ready to crush.
Seems like another potential injury from the last round. We'll keep you posted on that as well. We get more information.
Let's go, Bobby.
All eyes on our men now.
Come on, Ben.
Charlie Barrett on men's one, Ben Hanna on men's 4, and Bobby Taft Pittman on men's 3.
You guys, Ben. Let's do it. Come on, Ben. Come on, Hannah. Let's do it. Come on. Let's go. Come on, Ben.
Seems like Ben Hanna is stuck on the wall right now, trying to figure out a way to get himself situated for the next move. And oh, his hand popped and off the wall he goes. Charles Barron inching his way up that corner up there.
So in 2016, I watched Charlie come out into nationals qualifiers, and he qualified in 4th. Nobody had heard of him. He'd never done anything terribly noteworthy in the comp scene, and he came out behind people like Daniel Woods in 4th place. So we know he's got it in him. He recently just did super well in the Portland Boulder Rally too. I believe he took 2nd. So he's on par. He's on point right now to have a really good season. And here's evidence right here.
One hand, 2 hands, a flash, I believe.
Yeah, I believe it was.
For Charlie Brown, we'll keep you updated on that score. But I believe that was his first attempt. Bobby Taft Pittman giving men's 3 a bunch of goes like everyone else. Trying to find the flow on the run and jump. Oh, so
That was
close.
very close.
You can see the little sparkle in their eyes when they realize they figured it out. And I just saw that from Bobby on men's 3. Ben Hanna grabbing the 10 zone.
I mean, I know how abrasive those holes are, so that has got to be just eating his knee right now.
Ben Hanna 1 move away from the first stop on men's 4. The crowd is getting loud. for Ben Hanna, though.
Ben read the beta the way that you guys had intended, so that's really promising for next go.
He's got a minute and a half left. Let's see if he can pull it off in that much time.
Man, that problem is a lot of energy. It's going to require him reaching deep into that tank of his to send, but if anybody can do it, it's Ben.
Bobby Taft Pittman, the second man to sneak the run and jump on men's 3. Let's see if he can catch fire on this next little coordination double clutch move. Trying to find something on the left side. Oh, so strong. Bobby Taft Pittman with 45 seconds left. Second top of men's 3.
And he seems to be doing it without the aid of his wallet and chain.
You can take off that little extra bit of weight.
I guess we know he's serious now.
And with 30 seconds left, Gabriel Galen has taken a seat, and all eyes are on Ben Hanna, looking for the send on men's score.
And we'll show everybody.
6 seconds. Is Ben going to be able to do this in such a short time?
I don't think so.
That was a good effort.
But a great show from Ben Hanna, sitting tentatively in first place. We'll keep an eye on those results and give you the full scores at the end after the appeal window is closed. And our first place female qualifier from last night, our last woman to take the stage, is Natalia Grossman.
Natalia's 18 years old. She comes to us from Boulder, Colorado. And she has had a really strong comp career so far as a youth. She's even been in finals here at the Yank-n-Yard in the past, so I expect big things from Natalia.
All ladies on the wall now. Don't blink.
Looks like Brooke made her way back out after looks like some sort of injury to her lower extremities, but she's maybe going to take a break again.
Come on, Natalia, you got it.
Natalia Grossman creeping her way up the slab.
Come on, Sienna, let's go, come on.
One hand, 2 hands, 2 seconds. That is a flash for Natalia Grossman.
Natalia looks very comfortable and very calm.
She's a seasoned competitor. I believe she's made semis in some World Cups before. No stranger to the finals at youth events. And I believe a strong showing in last year's National Cup as well. That was Chloe Koskoy zipping off that bad 10-zone sloper on women's 2. Give those tiny holds a brush. Now all eyes on CC trying to figure out the beginning moves of women's 3.
Still smiling though. Sienna is just always happy. I love that. Even her outfit is very happy tonight. She exudes joy.
Let's go.
Wedging herself in there.
So she's going to try the other beta now. She has a lot of height, so maybe she'll be able to press her way through where some of the other women weren't able to. But sometimes that height isn't actually an advantage in those wedge problems because you can't get as much as your body inside.
Come on, CC.
CC kicking her foot out way far to that 5 zone, sneaking her hand between the 2 smaller volume. Looks like she'll get those 5 zone points.
Oh, she found her way across. That's great. So that really sets her up now to make her way to the 10 bonus, 10 point.
And on the left of your screen, Chloe Koskoy again having that foot pop while trying to match the 10 zone with both hands. And now all eyes are on CC. trying to find the first top on women's 3.
Patience on women's 3 seems to be key in finding your way through this middle section.
Let's give it up for Chloe, ladies and gentlemen. Come on!
Just keep it down hard on those little teeny grips grips.
Come on, Chloe. Come on!
Oh,
Just
and
that
she,
right foot keeps
Yes,
popping
Cece,
on
come
her.
on. Let's go. Come on. Come on, Cece.
45 seconds
Come
left.
on.
This could be Cece's last burn. Asking the crowd for some assistance.
Come on, Chloe. Let's go.
looks like Santa's going to give it another go.
Come on, Chloe.
Thinking that climb is not something you can move quickly through. She's calling it, as is Chloe.
So there's an interesting discussion going on right now on the live chat on the YouTube video, and it's that people are wondering whether or not spotters would be advantageous to have in these kind of comp settings. And so they're wondering what our thoughts are on that, Matt, on having a spotter for the comps.
For indoor climbing on pads this large, it's actually a little bit more dangerous to have a spotter. You not only risk the climber getting injured by falling on the spotter, but then the spotter getting injured as well. For outdoor climbing, it's a different story. Your target pads are way smaller, and that's when a spotter is crucial to avoid landing on a rock or having an uneven surface. This is a flat, even surface. Across all competition scenes, you never see spotters.
It could be really dangerous for the spotters too, I would think, because some of these climbers take really wild, unpredictable falls.
Now to mention our last male competitor is out on number 1, Matt Fultz.
So Matt showed me his fingertips yesterday, and they were not looking very good. His skin is not in a great spot right now. So we shall see what exactly comes of that. He's a great competitor. He's incredibly seasoned, so I don't think he'll let it slow him down too much, but it certainly could be a factor.
Bobby Taft Pittman looking so strong on men's 4.
Reading that correctly, one more move to gain the top.
And Bobby is psyched.
Nobody is happier tonight than Bobby on that set. That was impressive. He really worked for that, and that was an amazing set. And here's Matt creeping up the way towards 25. He looks fairly comfortable on the wall. See if these climbers can feed off the energy of the others. There's Matt with Zen on men's 1. I believe that was his first attempt.
I think I saw him slip once or twice, so
okay.
let's check
I don't
the results in a couple and come live with us. Now we've got 2 more male competitors, Charlie Barron on men's 2, and Gabriel Galen on men's 3.
So Charlie holds an interesting record in the world right now. He is the champion of ice cream eating from some ice cream shop outside of Smith Rock. And he holds the record from when he was like 13 or 14 years old. He ate 20 scoops of ice cream, and apparently that's the record. So I challenge anyone out there to go beat that record.
Looking good. Come on.
Was it a 5-minute time limit like tonight?
I don't know. All I'm saying is he is no stranger to fame.
Gabriel Galen getting so close on the run and jump. He's got a smile on his face, feeling the energy from the crowd.
Come on, kids. Come on. Come on, kids.
much momentum
Yeah.
on that hold.
He's gaining a lot of momentum as he winds up to move across. There's Charlie looking incredibly strong on those pinches. So much body tension.
Charlie looking so strong. Looking for the top on men's 2. Second top of men's 2 for Charlie Barron. With 1 minute remaining, the crowd's attention will be focused on Gabriel Galen.
Who is getting closer and closer to sticking that move. But with 42 seconds left, he's going to have to get it done. He has a slightly different technique than the other men across this, and it's almost working for him. But I wonder if he changed the way in which he put his feet down on the second hole, if that would change his chances or improve his chances of catching. With 20 seconds left, I don't know. Does he change his beta or does he just keep trying it?
I think he keeps trying it. 2 minutes remaining. And now, we're down to only 3 women on the wall, and let's take a look at our scores. Currently, we've got Brooke Rabitou sitting in first place for the ladies, followed by Lauren Bear and Nora Chi in third place. And on the men's side, with that top of men's 4, Bobby Taft Pittman has taken the lead over New Mexico local Ben Hanna. You know, it wasn't looking good for Bobby in the beginning. He's the only male, I think, to not secure a zone on men's 1. So for him to have a rough start like that and then to come back and top the rest of the climbs, that is some serious mental poise out of Bobby Taft Pittman.
Actually. I'm not sure very many people can do that. I think that just speaks to his sight. All right, so here we have some really good action on the wall for the women. Sienna looks particularly strong on women's 4. She's using her height to the advantage. Oh, we just had a top from Natalia Roasted. Well done, Natalia. That climb has been really challenging, women's 2, and Natalia walked up that pretty easy.
Chloe's giving that big yellow sloper a nice bear hug. Women's 3.
It seems like it's really hard to move up that sloper.
Setting up for the mantle and oh, so close from grabbing that 15 zone.
You got this, CC. You got this. I love the smile on CC. You got this, baby. You got this.
With 3 minutes left, both these ladies have already climbed through the first half of their given problems. So they are taking their time. Looks like Cece's trying to channel the energy from the crowd.
So one thing I want to mention about Chloe is Chloe has never in her life held a puppy. Ever. And that's one of her life goals right now. So I'm hoping somebody can find her a puppy and bring the puppy to her at the end of this comp. So this is an appeal to all of you right now. Bring this girl a puppy to hold.
That's sad.
It is sad.
You got this. Come on, Chloe. Yeah, come on. First shot. Come on.
Just full forearms bearing down. Oh.
I think Chloe may have had a momentary chin or cheek smear on that hold, just to give her arms a second to rest before she went up for 15.
Whatever works.
Yes, CC. Come on, come on. Let's go. Guys, come on, CC.
Cece's getting high in women's 4. Still looking for her first top on that boulder. Holding the swing, looking strong.
Flexibility really helped her
I'm expecting her to take a nice long rest before she gets back on the wall. Chloe again, looking to not only be the first woman to grab the 15 zone on women's 3, but potentially the first top as well. Looking strong on that sloper.
You know, every attempt she's looked a little closer to sticking that move. I think she could do it.
Oh, with the no hands rest. Getting the crowd psyched.
Both these women are looking primed for a set. So close. You don't get closer than what Chloe just did.
And with 20 seconds left, Cece's our last climber on the wall. Looking to establish that 15 zone, and oh, just not enough gas left in the tank. Great showing.
A great comp for Sienna.
And now with no men left on prop 1, let's take a look at our scores. Bobby Taft, Pittman, and Ben Hanna still looking strong in the first 2 spots for the men, and still the same scenario for the women. On the women's side, Brooke, Lauren, and Nora rounding out the podium, but with 2 flashes for Natalia Grossman, I'd be hard pressed if she did not take over that top gold podium spot with these next 2 climbs. And again, these results are tentative. They will not be official until our appeals window has closed after the competition is over.
Come on, Gabriel. Looking good, come on.
Charlie's taking a moment here to figure out how the holds are going to feel underneath of that brush. Got Gabe already on, ready halfway up the wall, figuring out that foot first beta.
Come on, man, you got it. Yeah.
Crazy tension on men's 4.
Come on, man.
Just not quite finding the right position for Gabe on men's 4, but he's got plenty of time, and he went really pretty high on this first go, so I think he has a good shot of figuring out something to work for him on the upper section. Charlie, that was an interesting style we have not seen yet, but it looks like it might work.
Yeah,
I'm curious to see what happens.
Gabriel Galen had the little skip across that no other men had tried, and now Charlie doing his own thing with a, I don't even know what you would call that, a hop, skip, and a jump?
Like a, well, we could reterm it. We could call it like a happy leg curve. It's an official climbing term now. You heard it here first.
Matt Fultz all along the wall. Getting back up into those unit pinches on men's 2. See if he can find the right body position to work his way through these holds. Charlie Barrett trying a different approach of stopping his momentum with his left hand on that volume with the 10 zone on it.
You know, creativity is pretty important in comp climbing, but also figuring out the right way to do it quickly, but not abandoning a way that could work quickly is also really important. It's an interesting balance of skill and experience.
That's one of the challenges from the route setting perspective, is making sure we try everything that a competitor may try, because we don't want to leave any loopholes out there. Every once in a while, a climber will break the climb.
Good effort from Gabe.
Ooh, a little foot slip for Charlie on that skip across. He's looking calm, cool, and collected. I remember last night he was in the second session and he knew he had to pretty much top everything with very few falls. And I remember you mentioning to me, Molly, that he was a little bit shaky on the first couple of climbs, but once he found his groove and flashed the first 6 or 7, he continued that streak and just flashed them all.
Yeah, I think it was the 7th climb. He's like, oh, I'm finally comfortable. And here we are.
that 10 zone.
Taking a slightly different approach than we've seen. Maybe hesitant to be dynamic because it's more risky, but I think it might be easier to go dynamic for that move as opposed to just calming and then reaching out.
Charlie on the edge of the mats catching his breath. With less than a minute remaining, let's see if he can stick that first move again and grab a top here on men's 3. Taking the shirt off to lose those extra couple ounces. And now all 3 men back on their respective climbs.
Yeah, way to go.
So close, Charlie. You can see Matt working super hard down there, the edge of your screen.
Charlie snagged that hold again. Now the only climber left in the wall with 15 seconds.
Come on, Charlie.
He sticks the 15 zone. The 10 seconds can't meet Matt's got top.
Patience as he reaches for the mat.
Not enough time. He rushed the move and fell at the last second. Heartbreaking finish on men's 3 for Charlie Barrett.
I think I felt that heartbreak. But that was a really impressive go, and getting to the 15 is pretty critical. I mean, I think that's going to help him out a lot. Not a lot of men have found their way to 15.
And down to our last 2 female competitors. We have Chloe Koskoy on women's 4 and Natalia Grossman on women's 3. These are the only 2 climbs in the comp thus far that have not seen a top, and I think if any of these ladies are going to do it, we're about to see it right now. Natalia Grossman's doing the perfect round. Again, don't want the curse of the commentator to break that streak. Hopefully I can bring her some luck here on women's 3.
Come on, Natalia, looking good.
Chloe's sticking the jump first try in women's 4. Natalia's still hanging on.
Looking good. There we go. So smooth. Such good technique. Come on, ladies. Let's go.
Natalia looking very comfortable as she establishes herself on women's 3.
Chloe just missing
Chloe
that
had a
tiny
great
print.
go.
There we go. Yeah, come on. Yeah.
Natalia, the first zone. Can she find the top?
Come on. Yeah, Natalia.
From our perspective, you can see that I think that moves Natalia securely into the lead.
And I don't know if anyone can catch her. That's 3 flashes.
Yes, I don't believe she can be caught. Natalia was fighting and digging so deep on that. Her face throughout that entire problem was demonstrating her fear. And here we are, the excitement mounts again. We've got 1 move left for Chloe.
With the first top on women's 4.
Things are only getting more exciting around here. If you are just now joining us, we are at the National Cup Series Yank-n-Yard in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Here's a live look at the current scores. They haven't quite been updated yet, so I would stay tuned on that.
Yeah, Natalia Grossman, expect her with another flash. We'll put her at 75 points, bump her into first place. And Chloe Koskoy with another 25 points will put her at a smooth 70, which will put her into the 2nd place position. So Brooke Rabitou down in 3rd, Chloe Koskoy in 2nd, Natalia Grossman in 1st, and that is going to be our podium tonight, I believe.
I
Don't
think
mark
so.
my word.
Yeah.
But according to my calculations, our women's podium has been secured. And on the men's side, Bobby Taft Pittman still in 1st, Ben Hanna close behind him in 2nd, and Charlie Barron with around 15 more points
Yeah.
can potentially push him into 1st place. Let's
Yeah,
see what
we'll
those
see.
scores look like. Matt Foltz will also be getting some more points, pushing him closer to a podium.
And I just want to mention, Chloe looked a little stressed at the beginning of this comp. She didn't look comfortable. And so now that last set really kind of demonstrated her pure strength. Last night I saw that in her, and she seemed to pull it out in women's four, and that was so exciting to see. I really enjoyed watching her set women's four.
Yeah, that was exciting. Not expecting the high heel hook for somebody that tall. However, it put her in a position to go up left hand like we talked about, and once she was there, it was about her securing her feet and very slowly and controlled getting her hand up on that finish hold to catch.
Yeah, she was patient. All the way through, she was patient to the last move, figuring out the beta. And that was so impressive. So I also have to mention, I saw Matt Foltz earlier drinking from a gallon jug, and I think he was drinking Kool-Aid. Maybe. We'll see later. I'm curious. I'm going to ask him later what he has in there because it looked like a gallon of Kool-Aid.
If it is Kool-Aid.
There's going to be a lot of Kool-Aid drinkers.
If it is Kool-Aid, the Kool-Aid man has been known to break through walls. So not that we want Matt to break through any walls tonight, but if he could destroy all the holds on the wall, hopefully the Kool-Aid's working for him.
Maybe Kool-Aid sponsors him.
And our last two male competitors, Charlie Barron and Matt Foltz, looking to find some success on these last two problems to work themselves up the rankings.
I'm not going to lie, Matt, I don't know which one I want to cheer for right now. Fortunately, I'm in the seat of commentator, so I shouldn't cheer for either, but I love both of these guys so much. I want them both to win.
Matt Foltz pretty close on his first try on the run across.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to figure out how much power he needed and how dynamic he needed to be to run across there.
We got this.
So I just want to mention too that Matt Foltz is 5'11", which is average height for most men. And a lot of people think he's a lot bigger because he has a +6 ape index, which he may be able to utilize to his advantage on this climb. +6.
If you don't know what an ape index is, it's your wingspan relative to your height. So if you're 5'10" and your wingspan is 5'10", that's a 0 ape index. So you're saying for Matt, he's 5'10" with a +6, so he has the wingspan of a 6'4" person.
5'11". Yeah.
Oh, 6'5".
Yeah. That's amazing though. Here we are, Charlie's looking at the feet first beta, creating the tension necessary to get around the belly of that prow.
Quite literally upside down, Charlie Barron looking to grab that 5 zone, which she does.
And not sticking that run across move with ease.
Let's see if he can snag this next coordination move.
And he goes dynamic.
First try. One hand. He needs a second and 15 seconds. 1, 2. That's a top for Matt Foltz. And I don't think the camera showed it, but his hand was technically on the hold to the right, and all he had to do is reach his finger across and tap that left hold to secure that top. Smart, competitive climbing right there.
Experience, absolute experience from Matt Foltz.
I think Ben Hanna may have done the same thing earlier on.
And now we are looking at Charlie. Yes, Charlie.
Pondering. All right, updated scores. Natalia Grossman is in fact in first. Chloe has secured a second place, and Brooke Rabbitson rounding on the podium in third place. And for the men, updated scores has pushed Charlie Barron into third, roughly 5 points behind Ben Hanna. So after this climb, you have to assume he's grabbed the 5 zone. I think he may have surpassed Ben Hanna depending on how many falls. So we'll wait and see on that. And Matt Foltz, with 25 more points, puts him around 60 points, just under 60. So with that fourth and final climb, I think Matt Foltz is looking pretty good to sneak into that podium as well.
Yeah. It'll be really exciting to see if Charlie can pull off a send on this climb. That would be pretty huge for his overall success at this comp this weekend.
And Natalia Grossman with an impressive night.
Yeah.
I mean, last night she topped everything. Tonight she has not fallen. And I mean, looking at the rest of the problems, she's making these things look easy. I would definitely keep my eyes on her for the rest of the season. And now one man left on the mat. Charlie Barrett on his last climb of the evening, trying to grab some more points to work his way up that podium.
After a nice long rest, Charlie is heading up for his last attempt.
He's got the crowd behind him. Oh no, and with 30 seconds left, will he try again?
He's gonna try it again. That's always a tough call because 30 seconds really isn't enough time to do it. Sometimes you want to please the crowd, but you also don't want to hurt yourself by heading up a climb that is so intense.
10 seconds.
And then there was one.
Down to our last female competitor, Natalia Grossman. Let's see if she can finish out her so far perfect evening here at Stone Age Climbing Gym in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Just giving her holds a quick brush to maximize her friction on these holds. With 7 climbers before her, a decent amount of chalk and potentially shoe rubber has found their ways into the nooks and crannies of the texture of these holds. So she's just trying to give herself the best possible conditions to grab onto these holds. Reviewing her sequence one last time, making sure when she gets up there that she's got a game plan.
Yeah, so Natalia can ask for a brusher, but a lot of climbers find it beneficial to brush it themselves so they can kind of explore the holes. The energy in here is amazing. Everybody wants to see Natalia send this.
Stacking her hands, pumping out to the 10 zone. Natalia Grossman looking strong.
Albuquerque loves climbing, as evident from that show of love and support.
Yeah, so looking back at some of Natalia's past comp results, she was 7th place at the Vail World Cup, so the best climbers in the world, and she missed making finals by 1 spot.
Yes,
She's
she's
also
been on the verge of a serious breakout
Yeah,
to be one of the top contenders in the
She's
world.
has placed 4th place at the Youth World Championships in Bouldering, 3rd place at the combined U.S. Nationals, and she was the Youth Bouldering National Champion in 2019. And to add to that, she is the Yank-n-Yard 2019 National Cup Champion.
What a night.
And like you said, I would expect to see a lot more from Natalia in the future moving forward. And with 2 minutes left on the clock, we've got one more male climber coming out, Matt Fultz on men's 4. So looking at the results, last night we had a lot of ties from the male field coming into tonight's final. Looking at the tentative results, it looks like all of those ties have been broken moving into Matt Foltz's last climb.
So perspective on Matt Foltz, he's strong. I think we all know that, but he's really strong. He's climbed 4 V15s. I said V15 in the last 6 months in Colorado. He's just been on a tear. He also just did the full Never-Ending Story, which is a 9A. So it's a 3-bolt route/boulder problem that's been made into a route in Magic Wood. And that was only the 3rd ascent. So he is establishing himself as one of the top climbers in the world.
And he showed no signs of slowing down. He's been a force on the circuit, nationally at least, for the past couple years, and it looks like it'll continue. And with 30 seconds left before our last climb, here at Stone Age Climbing Gym, USA Climbing, the North Face, Pitzel. Matt Foltz looks to put an exclamation point on a fantastic showcase this evening here.
Although a seasoned competitor, he must be feeling the pressure right now of all eyes on him. And this crowd is so psyched.
And just like that, we are down to our last 5 minutes of action. Matt Foltz giving his holds a quick brush. With a smile on his face, of course. I think he's excited for this climb. I think it suits his style very much.
Absolutely. I don't want to say what I want to say, but what I want to say is that I think he's going to send it.
Matt Foltz pulls off the ground.
Line up the 10 around the corner. Trying to find the best body position to make his way there.
Beats the toe hook. Oh, and an unfortunate dry fire off the 10 zone. And now looking at our tentative scores, it looks like in order to win this competition, Matt Foltz needs to top this boulder. Charles Barron has tentatively overtaken first place from Robert Taft Pittman.
We got this now, we got it.
And unless Matt Foltz can get to the 15 zone, Ben Hanna will round out our podium in 3rd place. Matt Foltz grabbing the Kool-Aid.
We'll be sure to ask about the beverage when he comes in to speak with us after the comp.
I really hope it's Kool-Aid.
That would be great. That would make me very happy.
To take a more educated guess, it's probably some sort of electrolyte beverage, but I'm gonna stick with Kool-Aid. The crowd is getting psyched. Matt Foltz taking a different approach to the 10 zone, and another dry fire off that pinch on the left side of that volume.
That's a long fall, but it's a clean fall onto his back.
And here we go, another tentative look. I think Matt established the 10 zone on his second try, so that's 9.9. Those 9.9 points does not put him on the podium.
That is surprising. We'll see what happens.
So, again, I think if my calculations are right, he needs to establish control of the 15 zone to make the podium, and then needs to top this boulder for the win.
So much rides on 3 moves.
And with just over 1 minute remaining, I think it's safe to say that this will be Matt's last attempt at this last climb. Matt Bolt chant has started in the crowd. Oh, an unfortunate foot slip with 30 seconds. He's going for those points. Will he have enough gas left in the tank?
That is a lot of hard climbing.
And with no rest from his last attempt, he is willing his way up this wall with 20 seconds left. Oh, and just not enough left as he drops onto the pads. Big round of applause from the crowd. They got a great show here tonight.
That was an amazing and exciting show.
So, still waiting on final scores for the men for Matt Foltz's last climb, but our women's podium in 3rd place, Brooke Rabitou, 2nd place, Chloe Koskoy, and in 1st place, Natalia Grossman. And it looks like, for the men's side, Ben Hanna in 3rd place, Bobby Taft Pittman in 2nd, and Charlie Barron coming off a great qualifying round with 10 flashes, rounding out our podium.
A shout out to Montana for Charlie. Even though he lives in Colorado now, we're claiming him as Montanan. Yay!
You gotta have the hometown pride. And again, these results are not official. There is I believe, a 10 or 20 minute appeals window where competitors can question or argue their results. So we will keep you posted on those live results. In the meantime, we are going to grab some athletes in here for some athlete interviews to ask them how the round went, how they felt, maybe ask them about qualifiers. So if we can sneak them back here.
That was amazing.
I think we have Natalia Grossman lined up to come and sit down.
Do I go? So I'm here with Natalia Grossman right now, and how do you feel about that? Was that amazing?
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Was that the dream night?
Yeah, pretty much.
Really, you couldn't have done anything better. It was amazing. It was such a joy to watch you. That standing ovation at the end.
Yeah, people kind of made me do it, but
Oh, it was so amazing. What was your favorite climb tonight?
I think the 3rd climb, it wasn't my favorite, but the crowd, they were all the same to me, but the crowd was definitely the best on the 3rd.
Yes.
So I was psyched.
Yeah, it was fun to watch, and watching you make your way up past the 10 was just phenomenal.
Thank you.
So well done, lady. That was great. So where to from here? Are you going to continue on with the National Cup Series?
Yeah, I actually entered into the next one, the Battle of the Bay. I registered this morning, so I'm going to go there.
Awesome.
And then hopefully I can go to the 3rd one. I'll just have to see with college because I just started.
Well, yeah, you've got a lot to balance right now. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, and we'll look forward to seeing you probably on the podium later.
Thanks.
Thank you. We're going to find some more climbers to interview, so I'm going to throw it back to Matt for now as we find our next climber.
And so back to scores. I'm taking a peek at our live scoreboard, and in fact, Matt Foltz has not been able to catch Ben Hanna in 3rd place. So it looks like our men's podium is solidified. Again, we have an appeals window. We have to wait and see if any appeals come through, if those orders will change. In the meantime, once again, coming up in the next couple of weeks and months, we've got some other National Cup comps coming up. So be sure to tune in the next couple of weeks. We've got the Battle of the Bay at the Dog Patch Boulders in San Francisco, California, November 1st and 2nd. And at High Point Climbing and Fitness in Memphis, Tennessee on December 6th and 7th. So again, we're gonna have a lot of our top competitors vying for that cash purse and earning points in the National Cup Series with USA Climbing. These points, along with the cash purse, will accumulate throughout the season and add up, and I believe the National Championship as well will award points for the National Cup. In terms of the cash purse, first place tonight will be receiving $1,500, second place is $1,200, third is $800, and winding down to eighth place will be $100. So this is big money for these competitors who are flying across the country, and again, with a growing sport, you have to expect that these cash purses will continue to increase as the sport builds, popularity increases with the Olympics, and the excitement builds. I mean, the show tonight was great from what you could see, and expect to see more big things with climbing in USA and globally to continue to progress. I think we're gonna cut back to Molly now. She's got Charlie Barron, our tentative male winner, on the mic.
Charlie, that was amazing. I loved watching every minute of that. That was so exciting. Was that a dream for you tonight, or?
Absolutely. I've been doing the National Cup Series for a couple years now. This is my first time ever making finals.
Yeah.
And that alone was like the best feeling in the world, and I'm just super psyched that I was able to actually come out and climb to the extent that I felt like I could.
The competition was fierce tonight, and you really held your own, and I'm just so impressed. So what was your favorite climb tonight? What did you love?
I think number 2 probably fit my style the most, and I was most excited to try that one, but in the end, I think number 3 was my favorite.
Awesome.
That run across move was a move that I've tried tons of times in the gym, tons of different ways, but the way it was set tonight was just fantastic. It was so much fun to try.
You had some different ways of trying it. The first time was interesting, to say the least. You had this kind of skippy hop sort of run through jump thing happening, and you finally established what would work for you, which was really cool. Really good work tonight. I loved watching you climb. I'm really excited for you, and I'm excited to see what happens next. So, more climbing in the future in these comps?
Yeah, I'm gonna do all 3 National Cup Series comps this year and see where it goes from there.
Awesome. Are you thinking about doing the World Cup Series?
I would love to if I could.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Charlie.
Thank you, Molly. Appreciate
Have
it.
a great night.
Thanks, you too.
And we'll head back over to Matt for a little bit here. It looks like we're closing in on the end of our appeals window, at which point we'll be able to see for sure who the winner is and the podium for tonight. So I'm going to throw it back to Matt for now while we're waiting for more climbers to come over and chat with us. I guess I'll hang out for a bit with you all. We are waiting, but it looks like unofficially our scores are Natalia Grossman, Chloe Coxoy, and Brooke Rabbit for the women. And then for the men, Charlie Barron, Bobby Pitt-Taffman, and Ben Hanna for the men's podium. Sort of a surprise to see Matt miss the podium, but I think that just shows us how good and how strong these climbers and competitors are tonight. I'm going to call over. I see Chloe Coxoy. She's nearby. I'm going to check in with her because she had an amazing night. Hi, Chloe.
Hi.
How'd it go tonight?
Awesome. Boulders are super fun and really hard, so it's nice.
Yeah. You look like you finally got really comfortable on the last problem.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
Thanks. Yeah, I was really looking forward to the last problem, so I was really happy to get it done.
Yeah, you looked really strong last night too. So
Thanks.
it's
Yeah,
exciting
thank
to
you.
see your future here. So are you heading on to do some more of the National Cups this season?
Yeah, I'll be at Battle of the Bay in San Francisco, so I'm
Sweet.
excited for that.
Yeah, and then on to Nationals?
Yep, I'll be at Nationals in February.
Awesome. Great. Well, congratulations. You
Thank you
were
so
really
much.
awesome tonight, and I look forward
Thanks.
to watching you in the future.
Thank you.
It's really great to see you tonight.
Let's go, Chloe!
Well, we do have a question to answer, and that question is, what is Matt drinking? Matt Foltz. So we're going to try to find him next. If we don't find it, we will eventually share with you what that mystery Kool-Aid-like beverage is, but I think we're going to try to find out what he's been drinking all night and maybe what his secret is. I'm going to throw it back over to Matt Ratajczak now as I go to gather some more climbers to speak with us tonight.
So as you can see from our field of play here, there's a lot of excitement still happening here in the gym. More than just being the National Cup Series, this is the kickoff to a week-long festival here at Stone Age Climbing Gym, the Primate Festival. It's 8 days of clinics, obviously the competition, and right now I can see lots of gear getting ready to be raffled off. There is chalk flying around. The party is just getting started here. All the members are psyched. All the people from out of town visiting are still psyched. Really, really exciting. And just to go over some more history of the Yank-n-Yard, again, this is the 23rd Yank-n-Yard. So this competition was older, or is older, than every female that was in finals tonight. And as you can see, there's the chalk being thrown around to the crowd. In 2009, it was the first year we had a cash purse, so over 11 years of competing, and people weren't even coming for the money, they were just coming for the excitement of the competition. And Albuquerque being the central hub of New Mexico climbing, this has been a big competition and will continue to be a big competition for years to come. We've had many pros throughout the year come, and now it's even more exciting to have the National Cup here and to be a part of USA Climbing's National Cup Series, to bring the talent here, especially for the new and upcoming youth climbers. Again, like we said, these first-time finalists came out of nowhere. We weren't expecting any of these. I mean, they're kids, 16, 17 years old, making finals, putting on a great show, looking like seasoned competitors on the big stage. So I would expect to see a lot more big things coming out of these kids that were here tonight. Jordan Fishman holds the national speed record. He's somebody to look for moving forward in the Olympics. Brooke Rabitou obviously is going to be at the Olympics in the upcoming 2020 in Tokyo. And then for those of you that haven't heard, in 2024, the Olympics will be in Paris. And some interesting facts about that. The 2020 Olympics is a combined format where competitors need to be proficient in bouldering, which we saw tonight, rope climbing, which climbs much further up walls, 50, 60 feet, and speed climbing. And then in 2024, speed climbing will be separated. At least that's what's proposed. So it should be exciting to see how these climbers continue to train and be well-rounded athletes. It's clear to see here that the talent level is progressing quite rapidly. So keep your eyes out for that. And moving back to Molly Rennie, it looks like we have Bobby Taft Pittman, one of our podiums, one of our finalists tonight, ready for an interview.
So I'm here with Bobby Taft Pittman, who's probably off the walls excited right now. So why don't you tell us how you're feeling at the moment?
I am so psyched right now. I was just stoked to be here, to be honest. Number one didn't go too well, but I'm super psyched that I was able to turn it around.
You really did, and you really crushed it. So there was some commenting on the live feed and in between us. What's up with the wallet chain?
Okay, so I used to ride a motorcycle, ended up getting into an accident, but I tend to lose it a lot, so I always forget to take it off too. If you look at my Facebook or my Instagram, most of the pictures have the chain in it, which my mom always yells at me, but it happens.
You took it off when you got over to men's 3, right?
I did, yeah.
And then you started climbing a little bit better.
A little bit better, yeah.
So
A little bit of weight.
a little weight,
A long way.
We thought maybe you were weight training early on to get a little stronger by the end.
I don't know. All I know is on number 2, all my tips came off.
Yeah, so your skin probably hurts. Tell us about the friction up there. Is it pretty intense?
It was really good friction. Number 1, friction wasn't too good with the feet, but Number 2 was a little intense. I popped off, tri-fired a little bit, and like all of my tips came off.
They're gone.
Yeah.
But you don't need them anymore. You're done.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm
And
gonna
you
go.
crushed it.
Yeah,
You're
go
happy.
hang out.
Awesome. Well, well done. That was
you.
amazing. I really
Appreciate it.
loved seeing you climb tonight and
Thank
crush
you.
it. So well done.
Thank you.
Good job. Yeah.
Donate their
Good luck.
time. They come help make the event successful, and we really appreciate it.
All right, so we have the mystery of Bobby's chain to his wallet solved, and now we know the story behind that. I just saw Ben Hanna, and I was hoping to grab him before he wandered away, but it looks like he was too quick for us. So we'll see if we can get some other of our athletes rounded up. We're getting pretty close to the end of our appeal window, so it's looking like our podiums are likely going to hold true. So we shall see once the appeal window is over. I'm just looking behind me to see if we've got another athlete coming up. I know Matt Foltz was on his way over earlier, so hopefully we get to see him again. In the meantime, Matt Ratajczak is going to fill you in a little bit more about some of the route setting and some of the experiences that they've had route setting tonight and how they felt like it went since he was part of that route setting team.
From organic climbing, roll that pass. Goes to.
So before we get into the route setting aspect of this competition, another big shout out to our sponsors, the North Face, Petzl, Entrepris, Cliff Bar, Butora, Gnarly Nutrition, and Rise Brewing Co., and our wonderful hold sponsors. Without their shapes, none of this would have been possible. E-Grips, Flat Hold, Technic, Kumiki, Unit, Blocks, Blue Pill, Cheetah, and Level Climbing. It was, from a route setting perspective, it was wonderful being able to work with all these cool new shapes. Really, even for the climbers, they're not used to seeing some of these shapes, so really interesting to be able to test them on shapes I've never seen before. And I may have left it out, Petzl. Petzl's one of our sponsors as well. Again, with the route setting, we were a bit nervous coming into tonight with so many flashes and so few falls from our men's field. We knew we needed to really turn up all these climbs and make them a lot harder without making them too hard. And based on the show tonight, it looks like we found a pretty great level in separating the field. We had no ties. And as far as the women go, they were separated from the night before, so we had no issues in any ties this evening. But again, every problem saw a top. Every climb saw different attempts and different falls from different climbers. So always fun to test these climbers on different angles, different types of movements, different skill sets, from the small, tiny holds to the run and jumps to balance. Here's a quick look at some of our local sponsors: Chalk Cartel, DMM, Edelrid, New Mexico Solar Group, Metolius, Madrock, Boreal. We've got Amore Pizza, Santa Fe Brewing Co., Taos Bakes, Evolve, Quick Beam, and Prismatic Coffee, keeping us caffeinated all week from the route setting perspective.
Just ticking away. It looks like we're at about 2.5 minutes until we're through the appeals period and we can officially go to the podium. Meanwhile, you can see the crowd is really psyched about all the prizes being given out. We have a lot of really awesome prizes given by our generous sponsors, both local and national sponsors, for this crowd tonight. These guys were amazing. I think they played a pretty important part in making sure that these climbers got up the wall tonight. I know the energy changed greatly when we saw the people stand on their feet and cheer for some of these climbers as they worked their way up the routes. I'm looking forward to seeing what we end up having at the next competition, because to me this is sort of a new age. It's a new fresh group of people that are coming up, and I think that we're going to see this new guard come on and push the limits and get stronger and do a lot more than we've seen even in the past. So they're sort of paving the way to the Olympics in 2024 as well. I see Sienna, so I'm going to grab her because I have a question for her about her psych and energy.
over here to my left, on the left side of the room, Mr. Foltz, fantastic effort this evening in the finals. Please meet with Molly and Matt over here.
So hi, I just wanted to ask you a little bit about your site. You have the best energy. If there was an award today given to most fun on the wall, it would be you. So how do you do that? What's your secret?
I don't know. I feel like when I'm having fun, when I'm smiling, when I'm feeding off the crowd's energy, I feel like I perform better. I think it takes a lot of the stress away and it gives everybody a good impression. And that's kind of just who I am. So,
do you feel like that's been an intentional effort on your part to become this happy, positive climber? Or is it something that is just naturally kind of who you are?
I think I'm naturally a very positive, optimistic person, but to turn that into my comp climbing and like kind of my comp persona, I think really raises the energy and raises me up with everybody else. So
yeah, that's awesome. So we're gonna have a lot of kids and younger people looking up to you, and older people looking up to you. I think so. I'm glad to see you're such a positive role model, and I look forward to seeing you continue on.
I will.
Thank you.
Awesome.
And good luck with the rest of your season.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And I see Matt Foltz here, so he's going to come over and join me. So,
hey, Molly.
Matt, hi. We have a burning question for you.
Uh-oh.
What's in the gallon jug? Is it Kool-Aid?
Secret. No. It's just some Advantage collagen mixture. It's pretty good. Like it's a pre-workout kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Like caffeine mix. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. There
Nothing
was some
crazy. And some Kool-Aid.
And some Kool-Aid. Yeah. We wondered if you had a new sponsor, Mr. Kool-Aid. So, how do you feel about tonight?
I feel okay. I had a chance to do well, and I just couldn't execute at the end, which is it happens. Executing is part of being a good comp climber, so I'm still learning. But hopefully, I had that chance, and the boulders were just hard. So, that's about what happened.
Were you aware at the end that the pressure was on to top that last problem?
Yeah, I was aware. Yeah, they have the scoreboard, and so I peaked. Yeah, I peaked, and I could do the math, and I saw that I had to top to win, and I was feeling good. I thought I had a good shot, but the pump definitely caught up to me. Some physical and tough boulders tonight. So, thanks.
Great and amazing this field is.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
That all you had to do was top to get the win.
Right.
And not topping has left you in fourth off the podium. So that's a good sign, I think, for the future of the sport.
For sure, yeah. In these competitions, everyone is performing at such a high level that those little mistakes that you make can really cost you. So, that definitely speaks to the level that we're all climbing at.
Yeah, awesome. And are you planning to continue on with the National Cup Series?
Yeah, I'm excited to a dog patch in a couple weeks, so I'm hoping to be ready for that. But in the meantime, I'm going to go to Leavenworth and climb on some granite for a week. Yeah.
Outdoor therapeutic climbing.
Yeah, that'd be super fun.
I'm glad to hear that you guys are still getting out and having fun, and it's not all just training and competing. So
I think that's like the prescription. You gotta mix it up, and I honestly think that helps my climbing. So
yeah, especially to sustain at this level for as long as you have been. You are a veteran now. I mean, at your age, not even being 30, you are a veteran.
Yeah, all the young guns, it seems like there's just a new crowd, a new generation every year that comes in, and I'm just trying to battle back, and I feel like I'm getting stronger, I feel like I'm getting better every year, so I might as well keep it on, so that's the whole perspective.
Awesome. Well, nice work. It was super fun to watch you climb. I was cheering for you all the way through, so I look forward to seeing you in the future at the next comp.
Yeah, me too. Thanks, Molly.
Okay, so it looks like we are just finishing up this raffle. The amount of gear left to give away on the floor is diminishing, and I think at the end of that raffle, we'll be ready for the podium. The crowd is still pretty psyched, though, over the raffle out here. We've got actually a crash pad that's going to be given out right now, so it pays to be a spectator tonight. Not as much as a competitor, but certainly has its advantages as well. All right, well, I'm going to go rejoin Matt as we wait for the podium. So I'm going to throw it back to him and then rejoin him at the table.
So to update everyone, I think we've updated our scorecard. There was an appeal, and it looks like our results have shifted a little bit. But I believe these are our final results. So for the men, Ben Hanna in third place, Bobby Taft Pittman in second, and Charlie Barron in first. And for the women, Brooke Rabitou in third, Chloe Koskoy in second, and Natalia Grossman taking home the gold with a perfect score of 100. To give everyone at home a little bit of insight as to what this event, what type of work goes into this event, we have been here since Monday setting for the competition, and we've been preparing for it for the past 2 to 3 weeks. Setting began on Monday, finals were set first, and then qualifiers and the Citizens Comp have been set throughout the entire week. We've had hundreds of competitors, from locals to people traveling from out of state, and obviously these strong open competitors coming from all across the country, competing over the past 2 days, and it's culminated into this one big show tonight, following into our festival throughout the week. So lots of work goes into this, a lot of pieces to the puzzle. Route setters have bleeding fingers, maybe some bleeding fingers sitting at the computer, typing at the keyboard. But it's a big production, lots of work, and it all paid off. We had a great show for everyone here tonight, and hopefully this raffle will be wrapping up soon so we can have our podium presentation for our athletes. They can get awarded their big fancy checks that hopefully pay for their airfare for their next competition in San Francisco in 2 weeks. So Molly, I wasn't able to hear too much about the athlete interviews. How did they enjoy the competition tonight?
Everybody was really happy. They all recognized that the competition was really stiff tonight. I mean, truthfully, Matt realized, and he was aware what he needed to do to get on the podium and to win. And he was really, happy with his performance. It wasn't that he had an off night. This competition is strong. Again, this is a guy that has climbed multiple really hard boulder problems in the last 6 months, and he's really a strong competitor. And yet here he is not making the podium. So I think that just demonstrates the level of competition that we're moving into right now with the modern climber and the modern age. So next generation, really strong. It's pretty exciting. I'm really interested to see what happens and where the sport continues to go.
Absolutely, and I would put money on it if we hosted the same competition with the same climbers next weekend on the same exact climbs. We would get a completely different set of finalists. Maybe not completely, but we would see different finalists in a different order. The finals would have a different result. It's really, to be aware that you are capable of winning is sometimes all it takes. Knowing you're strong enough to keep up with everybody, and you just have to go out there and have a really good night on those particular climbs.
And a number of these climbers aspire to 2024 Olympics. I mean, that is what's so amazing. When I was starting to climb, the Olympics and climbing wasn't a thing. And I think it's just really recent that even thought that you could potentially go out and become an Olympian. So it's a lot more serious now. The stakes are higher. And the opportunities, I think, are going to keep coming at these guys, and making yourself a living as a climber and building yourself as just a comp climber even is totally possible now.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting. I mean, even to see how much the climbing industry has grown in the past 10 years since I've been working in a climbing gym. The number of climbing gyms that are popping up is insane. The number of talented athletes, the level of competition, as we saw tonight, is skyrocketing exponentially. And it's really exciting to see what the future holds for climbing in general. It's also really cool to see the community. I mean, we cut the scenes of the crowd. Everybody's on their feet. Everybody had a great time tonight, and these are all just local New Mexico climbers for the most part. So to think about whenever I travel to go climb across the country, you meet climbers and you're pretty much automatically friends. It's a very inclusive community. Whether you're a gym climber, an outdoor climber, and now Olympic athletes too. It's exciting stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of friendship and camaraderie amongst the climbers. So I saw Sienna had made stickers for all the other girls. that she had gone and traveled and competed with earlier this year, and it was sort of like a friendship sticker thing. So it was really cute to see that kind of camaraderie between them. They really do cheer for each other. They want each other to win. They want each other to do well, and they love that. And I think that's really cool to see that. I think it's what makes the sport so great is because it's so social and communal, and it's really loving. It's a great environment.
Yeah, and on top of that, with other sports, there's a definitive winner and loser, whereas in climbing, even if you're in first place, you're still cheering for everyone else to potentially beat you. You never want to see your competitor fall, and it's evident with the way that these kids and these adults cheer for each other that they don't want to see each other fall. They want to see each other do really well on these climbs, and I think that's not very common in athletics.
Yeah, we're part of a pretty cool community here.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
I'm happy to be a part of it, for sure.
Yeah. Still stuff being thrown around in this building right now.
Yeah.
Chalk bags flying everywhere. There's a lot of expensive stuff getting raffled off.
I know. Why are we sitting here?
Yeah,
we should be out there getting some raffle stuff.
Exactly.
Somebody throw something here.
The pile is getting smaller, it seems. We got ropes. Not cheap. Everyone's hoping their card gets pulled from the raffle. We should have snuck some of those in there.
Yeah. You notice too, a lot of the people in the crowd have their faces painted. We had somebody here earlier today painting faces for the youth and adult competitors, like the Citizens Comp. And a lot of people were taking advantage of that. There's several people out there with the classic Day of the Dead or Halloween themes. And that's really cool to see that face paint. So.
Yeah, and again, big shout out to USA Climbing for putting on such a great event, and all our sponsors for help making it possible. The setting crew this week was amazing. The management at the gym here was amazing. Pretty much a flawless event from my perspective as an employee here at Stone Age, and also getting involved in the route setting program with USA Climbing. Over the past couple of years, things have really improved drastically. Not to say they were bad before, but things have really gotten streamlined and things have been really smooth. And I couldn't have asked to be on a better setting team and work for a better gym. Everything here was great this whole week.
So a lot of these setters then travel to the next competition as well and do that. I mean, is it the same setters throughout, or is it a mix?
No, so each chief setter throughout the season for the National Cup, as well as Youth Championship events, National Open Championship events, the Collegiate Championship events. Each chief setter has been pre-picked at the beginning of the season.
Okay.
So our chief at this competition, Jeremy Harden from Virginia, I believe is only chiefing this National Cup.
Okay.
So in San Francisco it'll be a different chief. In Memphis, Tennessee it'll be another chief. So the setters beneath him will all be different. So the style of climbing, the types of boulder problems, the flavor, as you would say, will be different at every event. So
that's good.
Yeah, that's
a good thing.
That's the cool part. The playing field in climbing is never the same. So in football, it's always the same amount of yards, the same fields. Whereas climbing, the walls change, the textures change, the holds change, the people putting the climbs up are different. So you never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, it tests all skills, all strengths, all abilities of every climber out there.
Yeah.
And that's why I think we see the podium rotate so much too.
Absolutely.
A lot of these climbers are incredibly strong and capable, but what suits them that day and that moment and that time, it might vary depending on the gym or the humidity of the gym or wherever they're at. Altitude, we're at a very high altitude right now. So some of our California climbers might have been feeling that.
And Molly, as somebody who's competed in World Cups, you have probably had events where you were really psyched with your performance and events where you wish the climbs were a little bit different. I mean, how do you, as a competitor, how do you react and how do you adapt to those changes and how do you stay motivated to keep training and pushing forward?
You know, it's learning. It's always learning. I remember there was one problem at the Vail World Cup that I couldn't even figure out how to start it, and it was horrifying. I stood out there and I was watching the clock and I was like, can it just ever end? Like, I just don't want to be here anymore because I can't figure it out. But it was a really good learning opportunity because when I watched the other girls later, I could see exactly what the beta was. And if I'd just been patient and hadn't thrown in the towel so early, it would have maybe ended differently for me. So learning, always learning. I think these competitors are constantly learning how to be better, how to read the climbs better, how to utilize their strengths and weaknesses better, and that is kind of the name of the game.
So we're turning live now to our award ceremony for our open competitors. We've got our artist MC Aaron Stromberg on the mic. Brooke Rabitou stepping up to the third place podium.
You can see she has a minor injury, but nothing, it doesn't look like too major, so that's good news for all of the Brooke Rabitou fans. A smile on her face.
Being handed her big check. I wonder if you can bring those checks to the bank and get them cashed that size.
I would definitely try it.
I hope so.
First place, Natalia Grossman.
Second place on the podium, Chloe Koskoy. And unparalleled in her performance tonight, flashing all 4 climbs, Natalia Grossman rounding out the
And
women's
here
podium.
at the Yank-n-Yard, we have one additional prize for Natalia. The champion's belt, Natalia Grossman.
Oh, the Stone Age Climbing Gym Yank-n-Yard belt. The champion's belt.
One more round of applause for the ladies. Nice job, ladies.
You know she's going to wear that every chance she gets.
I hope she drove down. I don't know if she can get that through security at the airport. Now for the men's, getting ready for our podium. This evening, crowd favorite and New Mexico local, Ben Hanna, with his fresh, bleached, tipped hair.
I love seeing Ben on the podium. He is one of the nicest, happiest, most motivated people I know. Bobby is psyched tonight.
Yeah, I was speaking to him last night. He's taking a little bit of a break from the competition scene, and what a way to come back from a break.
Right?
It's like he never missed a beat. And Charlie Barron in first place. Being presented his championship belt.
It makes me so happy to see Charlie on that podium.
Big smiles. Big smiles. And once again, on behalf of USA Climbing, Stone Age Climbing Gym, we thank you all for tuning in tonight, giving us a big turnout, both in the crowd here and online. Thanks for showing your support. Thanks to our sponsors. And we'll see you next year.
Yes. Thank you.